Hi, welcome back to another episode of Cooking with Ty. This week we're going to make Frito Nacho Casserole. So on our trip to the store, picked up some ground beef. I got just over 2 pounds, 2 packets of taco seasoning, 2 bags of chili cheese Fritos, some queso dip, pepper jack and cheddar cheese, and then diced onions, guacamole. You can get sour cream, salsa, your own personal preference, whatever you want. So our first step is to brown up the ground beef. Got all 2 pounds into the pan here. A little bit of a tight fit, but just keep it moving around until it's all brown. You don't want to have big chunks of it. Just kind of break it all up. Stir it around, flip it over. So we've browned up the beef. Going ahead and drain the fat out. We're gonna mix in the taco seasoning. Now this is 1 package per pound, so we want to mix in 2 packages. Easy math. And we're gonna mix in some water and just mix it all around. And you want to just stir it around until all the beef has taco seasoning on it. Nice even coating. And we'll go ahead and put it back on the heat so that some of the water cooks off as we mix it. Just make sure all the beef has good seasoning on it. All right, so our oven is now preheated to 350. We've got our cheese spread nicely across the top. It's already kind of started to melt because the ground beef is still a little warm. We're gonna go ahead and pop it in here for about 15 minutes or so. And that's at 350. So I've gone ahead and taken the beef off the stove, preheated the oven to 350. We're gonna go ahead and start prepping this. So these are chili cheese Fritos, not the normal ones. I mean, I guess you could use the normal ones if that's all that's available. I guess we only need 1 bag. I covered the pan pretty well. So line the bottom with the Fritos. Then we're going to go ahead and get the beef right on top of it. And just spread it around so you get a somewhat even coating. Obviously it doesn't have to be perfect. We're cooking taco meat and Fritos. That should be good enough. All right, next step, we're going to add some queso. So I find that this stuff is a lot easier to work with if you warm it up, so we'll go ahead and throw it in the microwave for 30 seconds to a minute. It just kind of thins out. And while that's in the microwave, I'll go ahead and start shredding up some of this cheese. So between the cheddar and the pepper jack, there's about 1 pound of cheese. I figured the pepper jack would be a nice touch to go along with the Mexican theme of this dish. All right, so we've got our queso out of the microwave now. I'm just going to go ahead and add a good amount of it. We're not really going to coat the entire top of the dish, but a good amount. I'll go ahead and set that aside. We've got our cheddar shredded already. So we'll go ahead and put the cheddar on. And we'll shred up the pepper jack, and the pepper jack will go on top. All right, we've got our half pound of pepper jack shredded up. All right, so our oven is now preheated to 350. We've got our cheese spread nicely across the top. It's already kind of started to melt because the ground beef is still a little warm. We're gonna go ahead and pop it in here for about 15 minutes or so. And that's at 350. All right, so this has been in the oven for 15 minutes now. Let's go ahead and take it out. That looks melty and delicious. All right, so I've gone ahead and just added some diced onions, sour cream, and salsa for garnish. You can add guacamole, whatever your preference is. Let's go ahead and give it a try. Mmm. Now that's delicious. And very simple to cook. I mean, prep time was only about 10 to 15 minutes and 15 minutes of cooking. So if you're looking for a cheap, easy meal, definitely recommend this. As always, thank you for tuning in to Cooking with Ty. I really appreciate it. Check out a link in the description down here for my Patreon. You can have your name over here on the screen like this. Also, I've got a Cooking with Ty t-shirt now. These are going to be going on Patreon. Subscribe and get yours. They're going to be $20. $20 subscription will get you the t-shirt as well as your name on the screen. Guess that's about it. So stay tuned.